Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to pack your makeup when you're traveling. I realized that over the years I have really kind of scaled down how I pack my makeup when I go abroad, whether it's for 10 days, whether it's for 3 days. It doesn't make a difference because, let's be honest, we all use the same stuff pretty much every single day. Gone are the days of me taking massive eyeshadow palettes with me, massive highlighter palettes and that sort of thing, because you know what, the weight all adds up, and who needs to be carrying around all that stuff when you could be buying amazing souvenirs to bring back home with you? So one thing that I generally tend to do is I pack my makeup based on what I'm wearing. So I generally choose my outfits and clothes beforehand, and then I pick my makeup afterwards. And what I try to do is I try to use as many products as often as possible. For example, taking an eyeshadow palette with me that I know that I can wear with multiple outfits, rather than having to take a variety of different palettes. So everything that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today can basically fit into one small toiletry bag, and that makes it so much easier in terms of traveling, in terms of scaling things down, in terms of stress when you're on holiday, like where's my this, where's my that. You've already got it, it's already sorted. I also try to use as many small products as possible, and I will show you guys what that means when I share with you guys what I've been taking with me. What I've actually done in today's video is I'm actually going to be sharing with you guys the makeup that I took with me when I went on a recent trip to Venice in Italy. Now, even when I went to Egypt earlier on in the year, I did pretty much exactly the same thing. I was gone for 10 days when I went to Egypt, and I went for 3 to 4 days when I went to Italy. But regardless, a concealer is needed every single day, foundation is needed every single day, eyeliner is needed every single day, that sort of thing. So it's irrespective of how long you are going for, but more kind of streamlining things to use them wisely rather than just bringing stuff for the sake of bringing stuff. So first off, I wanted to share with you guys this toiletry bag that I've got. I bought it from Primark. I actually bought this last year, but it is still available now because I've seen it recently. So as you can see, it says it's a 3-piece toiletry set. So you've got a massive bag, then you've got a medium-sized bag, and then you've got a small bag. And I generally tend to bring all 3 bags with me when I go abroad. Obviously, in today's video, we're specifically focusing on makeup. And I generally tend to prefer clear bags as well, just so that it's easier to find things. So the large bag is generally where I put things like my larger toiletries, like contact lens solution, shower gels, shampoo, that sort of thing. And then this really small one is one that I use for like cotton buds, tiny little things, pins, plasters, maybe some medicines, that sort of thing. And then the medium-sized one is the one that I use for makeup. You can see it's a little bit dirty because it has been used a couple of times. So this is basically a mishmash of all the makeup that I brought with me when I went on my recent trip. So I'm going to go through each one of these things one by one with you guys. So the first off, obviously, being foundation. So this is my Maybelline SuperStay Active Wear Foundation in the shade Warm Sun 36. I take this with me on pretty much every single holiday because of the fact that it's so long wearing. I don't have to worry about it slipping or moving around on my face. It does last up to 30 hours as well, so it's great for obviously traveling when you're out and about. You don't really want to be worrying about your makeup sliding off your face. Next up, we've got this concealer. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. That's my shade underneath. To be honest, it doesn't really matter which concealer you take. It's completely up to you. I like this because it's quite light to carry and it's not too bulky or heavy. So I took this with me, and again, obviously it lasts a really long time, which is great. Now I've actually got 2 tiny setting powders. Sometimes when you guys are given samples and that sort of thing, keep them. They come in really handy. So this is obviously the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder that I got given God knows where. So I took that with me to set my under eyes. And then I've got this Kat Von D setting powder, the Locket one in translucent. Now, you guys know I'm not a big fan of translucent powders, especially for setting my under eye area. But when you're on holiday, beggars can't be choosers. I know Huda Beauty does a small one, but I wasn't going to go buy something when I already had these in my collection. So these actually came in quite handy. I didn't actually even have to open the Laura Mercier one. I used the Kat Von D one for the whole time I was there. But obviously, having it at this size means that it saves a lot of space. Oh, hey, you can see me with my camera. Hello. Yeah, so this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. My shade is in number 2 medium. This is what I use to set my makeup. Yes, this is completely brand new and untouched because the one that I'm using at the moment is actually smashed and cracked, and I just didn't want to share that with you guys. But again, This is great for keeping my foundation in place, stop it from sliding around, makes me look flawless and airbrushed, and it takes up a minimal amount of space because it's so thin. For contouring, I will take this with me. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in the shade Saddle. You can see it is basically almost finished. It doesn't take up, again, that much space because it's quite thin, and I use this to contour my face. So there you can see how thick it is, so it slots in nice and easily. Now let's move on to blush products. Now this is slightly overkill. You obviously don't need that many. It's completely up to you. But I was wearing white and pink while I was abroad. So I took, this MAC blush with me. This is the Hello Kitty blush from way back when, so that I could wear a little bit of pink on my cheeks. Again, it's really small, doesn't take up that much space. Glowish blushes from Huda Beauty are actually really tiny. You can see it in comparison to this. And the shade that I took with me was this number 2 Caring Coral, like this. And yes, that is a blob of eyeliner on it. I dropped it, don't judge, I just left it there. But yeah, it takes up such a small amount of space. It's got a little mirror in there as well. And then bronzer. Because I was obviously in a very hot country and it's summer, I wanted to have a little bit of bronze going on my cheeks. So this one is actually quite a large size. Generally, I would advise against taking something so big unless you've got the space. Because I already had the space already, I was okay with taking this with me. I've been using this for years. Look how filthy it is. That is the shade that I use in case anybody's interested. So in terms of highlighters, I've really scaled it back nowadays. I've taken one with me which contains 4 different shades. This is the Huda Beauty Medium Glow Obsessions palette. Again, it's very thin, not that heavy, easy to travel with, and it contains 4 shades, which is excellent. Here you can see just how much I love it. I've hit pan on one of them, and you've got a variety of different shades, meaning that there should be something for every different type of look that you have while you're abroad. Now, I've always said that the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes in general are great for traveling, and I tend to use them quite a lot when I go abroad. This isn't the first time I've taken them with me, but it just so happens that this time round I was wearing bright colors one day, and then I was wearing white on the other days. So I took this one with me, which is the Gold Obsessions palette, which was a limited edition with Occult Beauty. And inside there are 9 different eyeshadows. So I was able to create a variety of different types of gold kind of looks. And then I was wearing a really bright, summery, fun colored dress one day. So I took this with me, but I actually used this on more than one occasion. So it's great to kind of mix it up with having some bright colors with you, as well as having more neutrally gold ones, which generally tend to go with everything. Right, let's now move on to the really small things. My Carmex. Now, I use Carmex Lip Balm before I apply lipstick. I literally use this to prep my lips. I wipe off the excess and then I apply my lipstick. So this comes with me pretty much everywhere. My Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid eyeliner, which should be of no surprise to you guys. You know it's my favorite eyeliner and I take it with me literally everywhere. And this was no exception, obviously, and it's very slim, doesn't take up that much space. To set my eyebrows, because God knows sometimes they've got a mind of their own, this is the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. I use this every single day anyway as part of my makeup routine. So again, it's very small, thin, doesn't take up that much space. I've been using the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Angel mascara since like forever to do my lower lashes, just because of the shape of the brush. This is what the brush looks like. I have to put my hand behind it because it's so thin that my camera just was not picking it up. So this is what I always use, irrespective of whether I'm on holiday or not, just because it's so thin and it's really easy to apply to your lower lashes without making a complete mess on your face. So this should be of no surprise to you guys because I share with you all the time in my favorites videos is the Maybelline Express Brow Pencil. This is the ultra slim pencil in medium brown. Basically, I use this every single day to draw on or kind of tidy up my eyebrows, and then there's a spoolie brush on the end. So look how thin it is, so easy to travel with. Now I do get asked a lot about what eyeliner I wear on my waterline, and it always has been for many years. This product, this is from Rimmel. This is the Scandalize Kohl pencil in the shade obviously black. Now this is a very creamy pencil. It works fine on me because I suffer from very dry eyes, but for those of you that have got very watery eyes, you may want to stay away from it. But again, very slim and easy to pack. Next up, we've got this messy looking thing called lash glue. I swear there is no way to keep this thing clean. This is from House of Lashes, but any random eyelash glue I'm using at the time I'll take with me. Again, it's really small, easy and compact to carry. Continuing on with lashes, these are my eyelash applicators, and then just a normal pair of Tweezerman tweezers that I use to actually just fiddle around with my lashes, because I use these to actually place them on my eyes, and then these I use to grab the edges and pin them down, as that's the best way to keep your eyelashes in place. But again, take up minimal space, and obviously this can also double up as fixing my eyebrows if I need to, if I've got any stray hairs when I'm abroad. I took 3 lipsticks with me when I went away. This is obviously the Maybelline SuperStay Vinyl Ink. This one is in the shade Royal. And then I took this one with me, which is like a bright pink in the shade Capricious. And then this one here is obviously Huda Beauty's Liquid Matte. That is in the shade Icon. And then the last thing is this dried up Real Techniques beauty sponge, because when you're obviously taking it with you on traveling, it should not be damp, so it hasn't expanded. But either way, even once it has and you want to put it in, you can easily shove it around. It doesn't really matter whether it gets squashed up or not. But I managed to fit all of these things in. Alright, so now we are going to pack everything into this bag so I can show you guys how all of this stuff here manages to fit in. So the first thing to do is obviously to start off with these thin things, because they can literally just sit at the bottom of the bag without having to worry about it kind of, you know, getting in the way of anything. So literally I just pile them all on top of each other and kind of shove them to the side as well. Put that lipstick in there because they're all the kind of same sort of size. Let's put that concealer on the top there. It's all about how you organize the bag, that's all it is. So now we've got that like space over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take the 2 blushes, put them there. And now I've got the 2 setting powders, put them next to each other. So already you can see I've already got quite a lot of stuff in there. Let's put the eyelash thingies there. Let's put the Carmex in. Already you can see so much of the bag has still got a lot of space in there. So next up we will put the lipsticks. Just put them next to each other, nice and neatly as possible. And now we've got only the larger things left to put in. So I'm going to take, so I've got all the Huda Beauty things and I'm just going to stack them together and then just lay them in one corner right over there. And then what I'm going to do is let me take the foundation now. Let me put that in the space at the front. Now I'm going to just take the bronzers and the setting powder, and that's it. Everything has fit in, zipped up, and as you can see there is extra space as well if there was any needed. So everything fits in beautifully without any issues at all. One thing I will mention to you guys though is my eyelashes. I've actually got this case. I got this from Primark ages ago. It's filthy, by the way. It's got lash glue stuck inside and everything. But here you can see this is where I put 3 eyelashes, and that just goes separately into whatever, one of the larger toiletry bags. And then obviously I need to take a setting spray with me, and even though they come in travel size, they never last long enough, especially because I drench my face in this stuff. So this will go in the larger toiletry bag as well. So these things are the only things that are separate to this bag itself. But here you can see everything is neatly packed in, easy to travel. There's not a single thing missing, and nothing is really that squashed either. So even if I did want to throw in maybe 1 or 2 extra things, there is space for it. So that's it for how to smartly pack your travel makeup bag. So here it all is. You can see in comparison to the size of my head. But everything fits in really nicely, very comfortably, and that way I'm not missing anything. I don't have to stress about anything. I don't have to think every single day of what matches what, because I've literally come with the minimum amount of colors, if that makes sense. 1 concealer, 1 pencil. One thing I do try to do is make sure that some of them are new. For example, the eyebrow pencil, like if it's coming to the end, I'm not going to put that in there. I'll buy a new one. But other things like eyeshadows, blushes, that sort of thing, obviously you don't have to buy anything new. So that's it for how I pack my travel makeup bag. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.